Hi, folks. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about outsourcing. So, I feel, outsourcing is not a good strategy in the long term. It does lower cost. I do understand that. But, the service quality that they provide and, incidents of data theft and fraud and, even replication of systems and processes has been there. So it creates a lot of trouble for a lot of management. And what have they created? I mean, they've just created red light areas in India. That's the fact. And they do all kind of notorious stuff. Let's not get into that. I mean, they need outsourcing. Basically needs greater coordination. And if you really are into outsourcing, you need to be very strict, and there should be very strict controls, and personal oversight should be there. And like if I want to get an outsourcing contract, I can buy an American some gifts, you know some a fancy car I can give, or to the finance director, to a number of people. And even maybe these days, females are a good commodity to get the work done. And they are used. Indians really don't have a that much integrity, or that much character, that they will not resort to these things. I've seen things myself. Even Mr. Murthy said that the finance director in the US was asking for a car to get the contract released, or to get the outsourcing contract done. And some of the companies are using tactics like, you pay us after 2 years. We'll get your work done, but you pay us after 2 years. So I mean, this is not fair competition, and not creating a stable ecosystem for many of the companies. It's like the companies that can resort to malpractices can emerge winners, whereas the companies that stick to standards can go bankrupt. So maybe, when it starts affecting people, then they say, okay, maybe malpractices is a better idea, than sticking to the rules and regulations. Moreover, it's promoting corruption and disharmony and greed in each and every company, because it's like that's the way the work is getting done. So let's get it done you know the way things are. And India is like a lot worse than what's there in America. Many HR managers can tell you long stories on that. And then we have our Congress. I mean, there's nothing personal that is there, but like their system of fraud and their systematic, you know, um, intellectual bankruptcy, you know, in the systematic bankruptcy of their minds is, hurting a lot of people. They say we are not communal, we are this and we are that. For Muslim votes, they allow the Bangladeshis to come into Assam, and the Assamese people, their identity is robbed out. Bengali, these days, if you go to Bengal, the Bengali people have no voice. The Bangladeshis say how the population in Bangladesh is to the population equivalent to the Bangladeshi population in India. So if there are 10 million people in Bangladesh, there are 10 million people who are Bangladeshis, and they are in India. And why are they in India? They are in India because Congress wants Muslim votes. And the policy of appeasement is followed, not the policy of getting the right things done. They don't say India, Indians. I mean, Have they ever said that, we will only look after the population that are Indians? Everybody is welcome as long as you can give them a vote, as long as you can, by hook or crook, you can forge papers and get a Indian identity. So this is what has happened under Congress rule. And then we have Bodos, and they've resorted to taking up arms and ammunitions against the state because of all this. And then we have the state running after the Bodos, terming them as militant. I mean, why are they militants? They have every right over the land. They have every right over their identity as Assamese people or as Bengali people. And I just can't get it, like, how to resolve this. But these people are going to create a big trouble and a huge bullfuck in the future. I mean, if you vote for them. So I think Congress should be. I think um, I think all of their leaders have done something or the other that they deserve, like at least 5 to 10 years in lockup. So I think it's time that that all of them go to jail and serve their time, so that this kind of tactics and this kind of fooling and defrauding people cannot happen in the future. That's all. Bye and take care.